pre-tournament press conference with the managers of Group A teams participating in the WBSC Baseball Americas qualifier for the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, which starts tomorrow in Florida. Before we start today's press conference, I'd just like to remind everyone that there is simultaneous translation available in Spanish and English for this press conference. At the bottom of your screen, you have the option to click on interpretation, at which point you can select English or Spanish to receive that audio through the entire press conference. If you leave it in the default setting, you will hear the live audio feed. So without further ado, it's my great pleasure to welcome the four managers of the teams in Group A, starting with the Dominican Republic manager, Hector Ball. We also have the Nicaragua manager, Marvin Benar, USA manager, Mike Scholcher, and we did have Juan Gonzalez from Puerto Rico there before. He is still here with us on the call and can hear the press conference as we're running it. We'll start this press conference by asking each of the managers their thoughts on the preparations for the tournament, which is offering one qualification spot for Tokyo 2020, while the second and third place teams from this tournament will advance to the final qualifier in Mexico, where the final ticket for Tokyo 2020 will be confirmed. So let's start with Dominican Republic manager Hector Ball. Your thoughts, please, Hector, regarding the team's preparation for this tournament and what you think your chances are of claiming that ticket to Tokyo 2020.
Yeah, thank you. Hi, everyone. It's been great. You know, we've been practicing for 5 weeks in the Dominican and also 1 week here in Florida. It's been great. The kids are, you know, practicing hard and also showing good effort during the games. Our focus and expectation in this tournament is, you know, make it to Tokyo. We are prepared to play hard, represent our country 100%. And, you know, that's been our focus in the last 5 weeks, you know, prepare the team to win and make it to the Tokyo Olympic Games.
Thank you very much. Now over to Marvin, Nicaragua manager. Your thoughts, please, on your preparations ahead of this tournament and the chances of playing that to Tokyo.
We understand where we sit in this whole pack. We understand we don't have the same amount of firepower that everybody else has. So we've been focusing on little things. You know, we believe that those are the things that are going to help us succeed. I mean, you know, if we didn't think we could win this tournament, we wouldn't be here. So we're real optimistic about it, and we're going to go get after it. Everybody looking for that golden ticket. So that's what we're here for.
Super. Now over to Puerto Rico manager Juan Gonzalez. Your thoughts ahead of the tournament and how your preparation has been leading up to this Olympic qualifier.
Bueno, nos hemos preparado alrededor de 3 meses trabajando fuerte día tras día.
We have been working for 3 months, preparing ourselves day after day. We are positive, we are united, and we hope we can get that ticket to Tokyo.
Thank you very much. And then last but not least, USA manager Mike Scholcher. Mike, your preparation and thoughts ahead of the tournament?
Well, we're very excited, and we know the challenge ahead of us. We've had camp for some of our veteran players that has gone on for about 3 weeks, and some of the affiliated players have gotten here. Had gotten here last week, had a chance to get some exhibition games in. You know, we feel really good about where our team is. But the challenges in front of us, we know will be difficult. We're playing terrific teams that are deep and are very athletic, and we're going to have to play our best to reach our goal. And I think it's as every manager stated, it's everyone's goal to get to these Olympics. And it's going to be a fun tournament. I think you're jumping right into the playoffs. That anybody that's worked in or been in Major League Baseball knows, playoffs are a different season, and we're jumping into the playoffs from the first pitch of this tournament. So it'll be very exciting.
Thanks, Mike, and thank you, everybody. So now we'll open the floor to the media if they'd like to ask a question to any of the managers. To do that, you can use the raise the hand option at the bottom of your screen, from which point I then just introduce you and you can go ahead and proceed to ask your question, indicating which organization you're from, your name, and also who you're addressing the question to. So without further ado, I will ask Joe Vardon to ask his question. Joe, please go ahead.
Hi, Joe Varden from The Athletic. This question is for Mike. Good morning. We were talking the other day about all the veterans that you had in camp. Did any of those guys not make the final 26 or however many you're allowed to keep?
Matt Wieters did not break camp with us down here to Florida, or down here to Port St. Lucie, but certainly he'll be on our radar as we, if we do get the opportunity to move forward.
Thank you.
So now moving to Alfredo Alvarez.
Sí, Alfred Álvarez con las bases
Alfred
llenas.
Alvarez, con bases llenas.
¿Qué representa una vez más para usted estar al
What
frente?
it represents for you to be heading a Puerto Rican team. It is a privilege to be directing your team, I mean, the team of your country, and especially in a tournament like this one. I'm really happy and proud of being able to do it and to have had the opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, now over to Tom D'Angelo.
Hello, Tom D'Angelo from the Palm Beach Post here in West Palm Beach, Florida. Mike, how did having no minor league season last year affect the ability to select your team, or just play into the role? Was there did it make it more difficult? And also talk about the experience and what a difference it makes and how it helps to have the veterans sprinkled in with the minor leaguers.
Well, that's your second part first, Tom. I think experience can be important if a player's skill set is still there, where he can still do the things you need on the field. There's no doubt some players play at a high level because of experience, and some players play at a high level because of pure talent. The bottom line is to get the most talent you can out there on the field. Not having the minor leagues play last year, I don't think it affected a lot of what we needed to do, because these kids had not only a spring training, but they also had 1 month of playing in the minor leagues if they're with an affiliated team. So they had plenty of room, plenty of time to get where they needed to be. We had a large pool of players to pick from. So the ones that maybe were, either had an injury hit them or weren't performing well, we could slide and hopefully make a choice that'll make us a stronger team.
Thank you.
Now over to Ronald Blum.
Hey, Soch. In looking at the players the last week, from what you've seen from the players the last few weeks, is there any difference in sharpness of them now than they would be at this point if they had 7-8 weeks of everyday reps playing?
No, Ron, I think if you look at the veterans that came in, they had really what is a full spring training for a position player. Pitchers are there a little longer. Position player, if you're getting anywhere from 45 to 60 at bats, some guys need 20 at bats, some guys need 60. We were right around that mark of 45, 50 at bats for all of our guys playing with in the Mets camp with their extended spring or our exhibition game. So These guys are crisp. They're ready to go, and hopefully they'll square up some baseballs.
Thank you.
Now over to Declan Walsh.
Hi, my question is for Mr. Borg, the Dominican Republic. Can you speak a little bit on Jose Bautista's role in the team, just in terms of whether he might pitch or hit, and maybe his role in helping with some of the younger players in the team?
Well, conversation, when I talked to him, he was open to do anything we need to win the game. So he's open to play third base, first base, DH, outfield. So he was very open, and when we talk, and he's 100% ready. He looks pretty good during the preseason games, so he's good to go.
Perfect.
Now over to David Hernandez.
Buenos días, David Hernández de República Dominicana.
Good morning, David Hernandez from Dominican Republic. My question is for Juan Gonzalez from Puerto Rico. Could you say how can we face the game with the Dominican Republic, a team that has a lot of known, there is a historical rivalry between these two teams. We know and we understand that the Dominican Republic team is a full team. It's a great team with veterans of the leagues, and we have to go on the field and to do what is possible. We're going to do our best. We're going to give the best we can.
Okay, over to Jose Garay. Jose, you have the floor.
¿Me escuchan? Estoy bien, ok. Mi nombre es Agustín Cedeño.
Can you hear me? My name is Agustín Cedeño from Nicaragua. Marvin, you have your pitcher confirmed for tomorrow. Do we have a lineup defined for the US? Yes, Taylor is going to open the first game. The lineup, we have two hedgers. We do not know if we're going to have a left or right pitcher, so we have two different lineups depending, and who will be opening in the US. Could you give us a name? You want me to give you the whole lineup? You know more or less. Yes.
Como te dije que tengo dos lineups.
As I say, I have two lineups ready. Do you have players that are safe? There are two or three that will be there. It doesn't matter the lineup of the other team. Tomorrow we have a lefty, Marvy. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you. We'll now move to Maria Alberto. Maria, you have the floor.
Can you hear me?
De la República Dominicana.
For the Dominican Republic, Hector, the dream of each person, the manager, is to be the manager in the big leagues. So do you think that you were going to be in this scenario in a pre-Olympic qualifier and to be able to manage so many talented Dominican? Yeah, I'm very pleased, and I feel very proud. And the goal of each coach is to be the manager to play with these big league I didn't expect these major league players, but I feel prepared for this, and we are here representing our country, and we are ready to win.
Thank you very much. Now over to Matthew Tallarini.
This question is for Hector Borg for the Dominican Republic. I'm with Baseball Pacific International Info Solutions entity. Hector, what do you feel in the veteran presence of your team for this tournament, along with the depth pitching with Raul Valdez and Liz Radames that could eat up certain innings?
They both know how to pitch. They've been, playing this game for a long time. We feel good, having them 1-2, in this tournament. And also not only them, Bautista, Melqui Valdez, they've been leading this group, and we're expecting good things, on those guys.
Thank you, Hector.
Thank you. Now over to Adan Soriano.
Thanks a lot, Richard. Héctor, felicidades por ser el dirigente de la República Dominicana.
Hector, congratulations for being the manager of Dominican Republic. You have a great responsibility. Jose Bautista said that he has been well seen in training. He has been like a counselor, like a coach for young people in the Dominican team. Have you had the advice, full advice of veterans such as Raul Valdez, Mickey Cabrera, if it was coach players within the team? How important has that been for young players that you have had in the Dominican Republic team? Thank you for your congratulations. As I was saying in the previous question, they have been a great example since the first day, but they have been acting, practicing, making positive comment, pushing the young men that have been playing. They try to do things fine, but they are helping as mentors and example for other players.
Thank you. Now to Alwin Pena.
Ahora le damos la palabra
Muchas gracias, Elwin Peña.
Thank you very much, Elwin Peña from RPR Sports. If the Dominican Republic have the lineup for these 3 games, do they have lineups? Our preparation, we were prepared. We had an issue, and we are waiting about a spasm that one of the openers had. So it will be defined when we will check today. As of 6, we will have a full response, but it's not 100% defined because of these small injury.
Thank you. Over to Roberto Pozzo. Roberto, you have the floor. We'll move on to Uniet Avila.
La palabra es para Roberto.
This is for Roberto. I would like to know how the Cuban pitcher, Raul Valdez, how is he for this tournament? How is Hector? This is for Hector.
No escuché bien la pregunta.
I didn't hear the question right. I would like to know how the pitcher Raul Valdez is doing. He is in a very good condition. He has been prepared. He had 100 pitches a few days ago. He did very well with this 100 physical condition. It's a person that works fine, and he's ready for this event. We feel very happy to have him in this lineup, and we hope that he will do it very well.
We'll try Roberto Pozzo again. Roberto, you're back with us? Thought he was. Okay, let's go to Tom D'Angelo. I'd like to ask another question.
Yes, thank you very much. Mike, I was wondering your thoughts if you would like to ever see major leaguers in the Olympics and baseball, and if you think it's even possible for baseball to have some sort of arrangement, kind of like the NHL.
Well, you know, one of the problems with Major League Baseball is really shutting it down for 2 weeks. Not only Major League Baseball, but you know, you have leagues in Japan that all have to be coordinated. Korea, if you wanted to have some kind of an Olympic team, an Olympic festival, Olympic competition. So that would extend the season, which already, if you're up north or in the east and playing in Major League Baseball, you're in New York or Boston or Minnesota, playing in you know, even October gets a little scary with weather. So you would have to, I think, condense the season as much as you can, maybe shorten it a little bit if you're going to take that 2 week break in the middle. Obviously, that would be ideal. Guys are in peak performance there, and I think you would get a true representation of all the talent that's in the whole world if you could do that. But the best we can do right now is a WBC for major league players. But for Olympics, it's more complicated.
Thank you.
Now over to Edison Adames.
Sí, gracias. Buenos días. Al dirigente dominicano Héctor Bol, desearle mucho éxito en este evento.
I want to wish you, but for Hector, I want to wish you success. So what can we do so they can be successful in a complicated event? What we need to do to win baseball, it's to combine pitching and also to play a good defense. So our team is complemented. We have we are quick. We have a good pitchers. We have solid pitchers, and with that together, I hope we can succeed.
Question from Joe Vardon.
Hey, Mike. You know, also the other day we were talking about how you guys seem really deep pitching, a lot of guys who can pick it. But we didn't talk much about the lineup, and especially in the middle of the order there. Who do you envision being in the middle of your lineup? And I'm sure you probably know by now. And what kind of offensive club is this going to be?
Well, you know, Joe, it doesn't make. I think you can set a vision for what you want your team to be, but it's certainly in a short series, whether it's a series like we're doing now in qualifiers, where really every game is critical, or playoffs, you definitely have to adjust to how guys are swinging the bat at the time, what some matchups might be if a guy's really struggling. So you could move your lineup around a little bit more in these games, and you might during the course of a 162 game season. We've got some real veteran guys in our lineup, you know, a guy like Todd Frazier and, you know, Matt Kemp, and then some real young, exciting guys that are, you know, like Jaron Duran that are on their way up. So I think we're going to have a good blend of some speed. The middle of our lineup will take shape contingent on a little bit of who's starting for the other team and maybe what their bullpen might look like. But as far as what I envision for the team, the bottom line is to score runs any way you can. I think we have the ability to manufacture some runs if we need it. And hopefully our guys will get in a groove and swing the bats well.
Thank you.
So we're moving to the next question from Moises Pena.
Buenas. Saludos, Moisés Peña, LPR Deportes.
Moisés Peña, LPR Sport Network. Hector, tell us how the veterans, Jose Bautista, after being inactive for so long, and Melky Cabrera from the last Caribbean series. In the case of Batista, he has been playing, not playing for several years, but he looks very well. Physically, he's running very well. He's moving very well in defense. And Velasquez, as I am saying, I'm really impressed by his physical condition and his leadership and what he's doing daily in the practice. Betty Cabrera, we have worked in the Dominican League, and I don't see a difference that when before then and now. Physically, he's, I think, in better conditions, and he has given us a very high quality shifts. Thank you, Hector.
Thank you. Now to Tyler Mon.
Yeah, question for Mike. Mike, I know you've got a couple of guys on your roster who were just on the U18 team for the U.S. and won a championship a few years ago with Tristan Cassis and Matthew Liberatore. What's that like having, some of your youngest guys also have some of the most recent international experience? It's got to be kind of a cool dynamic, I would think.
Well, Tyler, to be honest with you, if everybody plays well, it'll be a great dynamic. These guys have a little experience. I know it's a thrill for them to put the USA uniform on, as it is for me. But sometimes past experience doesn't really translate to what you need to do now. So our guys are going to stay in the now. They're going to be focused. Although they've been here before, you're always faced with a new set of challenges, and that's really what you have to focus on and keep your discipline and keep your focus. Don't get distracted. So the fact these guys have been through it and might now help them. I don't really know if it's going to be be a factor. I know it was a thrill for them, like you said, a couple years ago to put the USA jersey on, and they want to perform just as well this time around.
Thank you. Last few questions now going to Jefferson Quintero.
Hola, un gusto. In Spanish.
Hello, in Spanish. These two questions, one for Marvin that is here and for Mike. What I want to ask them about the lineup of each one of, and for Marvin, I think that Carlos Telles is going to be pitching one game only. Yes, Carlos Teller was in Bienvenido and they gave us a permission just for one game. So for us, we take what we get. And he will be pitching on the first game, and then he take the plane and he flies to Mexico next day. When we do not have too many, we have to accept what we are given.
El resto de la rotación.
The rest of lineup, Carlos Teres, the first. We have Dilmer Mejia, Kevin Galea. Depending on how things are, all the pitchers that we have in Nicaragua are openers, so they are used to do different rotation. We will see according to the situation. We have a good idea about what we want to do, but in this game, things may change very quickly, so we are prepared with them. Thank you very much.
Okay, so moving to another question from Matthew Tallarini.
This question is for Marvin Bernard. What is the aspect of Team Nicaragua, along with the scouting entity out of this tournament, that could land players with a possible job with either an MILB, MLB circuit organization, and also the major scouting that has been happening with GPO, Palmares, and LBPN during the winter, and also the aspect of trying to put together a great competitive team in search for gold?
Well, for us, like, one of the things that some of the guys notice right off the bat is our size difference, right? They say, wait a minute, how come everybody's so much bigger than us? The beauty of baseball is that size doesn't matter. We don't have guys that are going to throw 95 plus, but we do have guys that can pitch. We got a lot of movement, which you know, everybody in baseball knows that sometimes movement works better than velocity. You know, you throw a guy that throws 95 plus, if his fastball is straight as an arrow, just a matter of timing to be able to put the bat on it. You get a throwing 88 to 90, and if there's a lot of movement, it always causes issues to anybody. So we got, like I said, we got guys that could move the ball, that can pitch. Most of our guys on our staff gotten a chance to play minor league baseball, so they have a decent idea of what they're doing. Scouting wise, I'm assuming you're asking about scouts that come down to Nicaragua. Is that what you're referring to?
So referring on other teams being circuited, if it's MLB teams circuited being in Nicaragua, or that could come down just to go around with the league itself when it's happening, Palmares. Because last year you guys were one of the few leagues, including CBPL and then the KBO starting in May, that was still playing during the pandemic, just on a weekend circuit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we didn't stop playing down there. Matter of fact, they're still playing down there. Once they went through protocols and started making sure everybody was doing all right with the pandemic, they did as much precaution as they could to keep the league going. We have 18 teams, and it's more of a developmental type league than anything. Trying to get the younger generation, getting them a chance to play. So our league goes from 17 to about, 40 years old. I'm not even sure if I'm answering the questions that you're asking the right way for you.
No, you're answering it correctly. And I remember I've been following some circuit of the WBSC with the younger tournaments, that I think it was the under 23 Nicaragua team that
won that tournament down there and qualified for the World Cup in Mexico. Yeah. Our biggest thing is we don't have enough resource to be able to develop the way we need to. When I say resource, I'm talking about money, in order to get, guys to come in and be down there for 2-3 months and, run a whole big league type baseball camps. They come down there for a weekend and they see a couple kids here and there. And we all know that that's not enough. We need more hands-on guys to get, the game developed, because we play the game physically. Some of us don't understand that the game is played mental also. So by the time you get them to understand the mental part of the game, we're talking about, 27, 28-year-old guys, when the arm's kind of slowing down already. We play Palmares League, it's 140 plus games. We play two games on Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, 7-inning games. So, that puts a lot of strain on guys that don't know how to go in the weight room or don't understand the importance of going into the weight room. Some of them don't like it because, it makes them feel weird. Well, they haven't given it enough time for that weightlifting part to kick in. Then you got the financial aspect of it where, they don't make that much, they don't have that much. So for them to go pay to get a gym membership, it's an extra cost. So we face all those kind of things. So whenever we come out to these big contests like this, we, put up the best fight we could. And take our chances.
Thank you for your time, Marvin. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
The last 3 questions now, going to Ron Blum again.
So who are your probs for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Oh, we just have Monday, and it'll be officially announced this evening. We have guys lined up, Ron, but this being so fluid, you never really know what you're going to be presented with. So as I told Marvin already, it will be lefty starting for us tomorrow. Marvin, who are you guys starting?
Carlos Taylor, lefty also.
We got two lefties hooking up, Ron, tomorrow. That's what we know, and then we'll see the next couple days. But one of the big things about the fluidity of this, and I'm not kind of skirting your question. It's crazy. We almost had a guy called up yesterday from our club to the major leagues, which we'd be very happy for him. We had Manoah from Toronto lined up to pitch here, and a week ago was called up and threw a great game in Yankee Stadium. So you never know. The fluidity of this whole situation is very real. It's different than anything I've really been associated with. So best thing I can tell you tomorrow is we got a lefty lined up, and Marvin's got a lefty, and we'll hopefully get a good game.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Over to Jose Garage.
Para el manager de Dominicana,
For the manager of Dominicana, I am Agustin Cedeño from Nicaragua. What is your calculation for the level of game of Nicaragua, remembering that in other opportunities, you have won medals and important games? What do you think about this tournament and the pre-Olympic qualifier? What is your calculation? This tournament, it's a strong tournament. The teams are quite competitive. They have a lot of MLB players, but I do not have the names. I just have young veterans that have played professional game, but they have played in the major league. But we have to play. I mean, we have to play the game. We have to play the small game, the aggressive game, to give for them to try to do the best. But do you know the game of Nicaragua? You have faced them already. Yeah, the Nicaragua team is a great team. They play very good baseball in Nicaragua. We have to play. Everyone has the best weapons. I mean, I hope the luck will be with us and the best will be the winner. Do you have the opening pitcher against Nicaragua? Do you have the name of the opening? Yes, Miguel Martinez, a lefty. With experience in professional league. Yes, a lot of experience in professional league, and he has played these tournaments. Thank you.
Very much. And the last question from Paul Seiler. Paul, the floor is yours. Seems not to be the case. Without further ado then, thank you very much, gentlemen, for the time and also for the media for your time today. That is the first pre-tournament press conference for this WBSC Baseball Americas qualifier. Best of luck to the 4 teams, and with the competition starting tomorrow, thanks again everybody for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.